So it's very early, and as you can see, it's very snowy. It's our first lot of snow so far this year, unless we had it early year, which I think we may have done. But I need to get down to the allotment. I have been working so many hours over the last few weeks, and I really do need to get on with a couple of jobs. Now, I'm not sure, yeah, I can do it one-handed. The skill I have. There we go. Now, because of all the hours I've been working, I think I did 80 plus hours last week. I'm absolutely exhausted. And this is my one proper day to get down to try and catch up with some little bits and pieces. But the most important project I've got to get done today is the check on my chickens. Now, I have been coming down regular to make sure they're all right. Of course I have. But it's been mainly in the dark. And then yesterday, on my one other day off, for this week anyway, I made sure that they had plenty of water. But this down here is absolutely beautiful. Now I have to make sure that the chickens' water is not frozen and they have got access to the water. Now they shouldn't have any snow on the inside really. Because we do actually have it covered. It's not a bad amount of snow considering we were just supposed to be getting a bit of sleet. Oh, I've just noticed, I think I left my other greenhouse open, and yes, something's got in and took a load of my chicken bedding out of the bag. Oh, this is driving me nuts. I must get some galvanised bins. And yeah, I thought I may have done. I actually left my shed open. And my bales of straw for my chickens have been rummaged. That's the problem at the moment. I am so tired, I am forgetting even the simplest things. But luckily, I didn't forget to make sure I locked my chickens away. That is something I always triple check. I think I could do with being wrapped up a little bit more. So these are the chickens. Now it might be a bit dark in here today, but they seem to be okay. Now one of the things I did want to check is to make sure the water, but that actually looks okay. That was, believe it or not, cleaned out yesterday. Now I don't know whether any of you guys use these. I'm not a big fan. Getting them to work every time you fill them up is a bit of a giant pain, and I much prefer better methods. Yeah, their last water, which I've been using for quite a while, and with the other chickens I had, they keep standing or landing on those little red cups. It pulls it off the piping from the inside, and they just end up emptying the whole lot all over the floor. Very, very frustrating. But I want a bit of advice when it comes to my new chicken feeder. Now, the chicken feeder that I was using before, it was really good. DIY, worked really well, and I could put almost 2 bags of feed in there at a time. But unfortunately, unless I came down every evening to put the plugs in, then the rats got in, or the mice, making it a little bit disgusting. So I bought what was called a grandpa feeder, and that's what I believe it is. Now, my chickens do use it, and they started using it quite quickly. But the one thing that I don't like, well, maybe actually 2 things. Now, these things are not cheap. Now, underneath here, all sorts of stuff gets stuck, which means this plate doesn't open. But as the chickens stand on it, it opens the flap at the back, which I don't think you're going to be able to see because it's too dark this morning. And they get their tasty treats, which in this instance is layer pellets. But I find that I can actually lift that flap with my hand with very, very little effort. In fact, if a rat really wanted to lean up against it, it would open it, no issue whatsoever. So there's no resistance to that flap. Yes, the flap opens when they stand on that treadle, but you can literally just push it open if you were not heavy enough to actually weigh that plate down. So I'll be interested to see whether it does make any difference. But to be honest, I don't think so far. That was one of the giant pumpkins that I had. I think it was the smaller one. And they've been slowly munching away. It's looking a right mess. I only put this other half in yesterday. But good amount of vitamins and minerals in that pumpkin. At this time of year, it really is important to do regular checks on your chickens. I'm happy to leave mine for a day, maybe 2. They have enough food and they have enough water, as long as everything's going to plan. They are secure enough, but you can never say never when it comes to foxes. I have seen some massively secure runs and pens, and unfortunately they've still been lost. If Mr. Fox wants to get in, and he's quite intelligent and he has got time, then eventually he may find a way. Now the reason I've got loads of straw in here, I've been putting bales on the ground just to keep it dry. Even though we have tarps over the top, we have water coming in from the front a little bit, making it a little bit wetter. And to be honest, I was getting fed up of messy eggs from their feet. But what I have noticed, I have 2 or maybe 3 that do not roost in the coop at night. Now I have spent a long time trying to get them all into the coop at night, and I cannot come down here every night to make sure that they're in their coop. Unfortunately, it's just not feasible. So there is 2 that sleep on there. Again, it is completely secured and hopefully nothing bad will happen. Our egg production this year has actually been quite good. In fact, probably a little bit too good. But friends and family have been getting plenty of eggs. It really is beautiful, especially as the snow lands on the trees, making it a little bit of a winter wonderland. Now it's interesting in the snow, all these different footprints. Now these are probably fox prints, maybe a cat. Now one of the jobs I was supposed to be doing today is planting garlic. I'll have to go this way because I've left stuff for the compost heap just there. It's very hard to see the paths in the snow. Oh, I just love that sound of the snow under the boot. Now we are doing garlic in here this year. Now I wasn't going to, but my husband really wants to do garlic, and as you can see it still has the pots and the roots from the old tomato plants which need working. I've kind of shut the door and I haven't been back in here since clearing it a little while ago. Now you can see the snow on the top. Now it's not too bad, it's not bagging, it's not too heavy, it's really not a massive amount of snow. Letting snow build up on some of these structures can be the worst thing you can do, especially if it's not very secure. And the one thing that is going to suffer is this, our brassica cage. As you can see, if I lift the camera up, the weight of that snow will end up on the brassicas if I'm not careful. Now it's worse this year because our cross beams are only just little bits of thin plastic. It was just to support a little bit of netting. Now through the winter you don't need the butterfly netting necessarily, but if you've got local pigeons like us, then they really do love to eat all these tasty brassicas. But to be honest, I think we've got a bit of an issue with our brassicas this year. Well, our sprouts at least. But the thing is, do I go in there and risk getting covered in snow? Yeah, I need to actually go in. I need to check, because I can see a lot of sprouts that have got an awful lot of yellow leaves. More so than normal. Or maybe actually it's not that bad. Now I've got to remove the rest of these leaves because they do nothing for the plant. But our purple sprouting broccoli this year is definitely not looking its best. We've already got some sprouting. Now this stuff's not supposed to until February, March, something like that next year. And I've already got some sprouting. So really, that is a bit of an issue. But all this is snow. And I know if I try and broom it off, it's going to collapse. So I think that's all the snow we're going to have for today. So hopefully it will just melt through without causing any more damage. But I tell you what, my kale is looking beautiful. So I might harvest some of this for later. I've also got some broccoli to harvest and the last couple of cabbages that I've kind of overleft. They need doing too. The sprouts are definitely coming on. And even the tops are looking good. Banging my head on this snow. I'm going to step out before it does collapse on me. Oh, I don't think I want to be that wet today. But there's not much else I can do today while the snow is so much on the ground. I can't plant anything really. The garlic, I need to finish off that bed before I even do the garlic. I'm a bit late this year with my garlic. I've normally done it in October time. But at this time of year, it's quite busy for both of us. And it's finding time to do it. Now, last year we grew our garlic in these beds, which you can't really see. But it was just so wet, they struggled so badly with allium leaf miner because we didn't net them because, well, I don't like to use nets. And the onions in these beds here got white rot. So that's another bed that really we don't want to use. These beds over here that we created this year, I am extending. So I might be able to put a few bulbs here and there in some of the beds. But how different is it today? Snow makes it look so beautiful, but it also makes it very hard to do any jobs. Now I have got plants that I need to get in the ground, and they are about a month and a half late for me to actually get them into the ground. But if I can just squeeze past this, it is just part of life. Things get in the way. I'd like to be a little bit more organised next year with our allotment. This year kind of, well, one thing or another. And my energy levels have not been the best. Believe it or not, this is all trays of plants that should have gone into the ground for over winter. You can see I've got a bit of cabbage there. I think these are the spring cabbages. I think maybe some of those are the winter reds. I think the parsley that I failed to get in, that may struggle. And who knows what that is there. So yeah, I have been very disorganised. But today I just wanted to come down and make sure that nothing had fallen in from that snow and that everything was actually okay. It seems to be the chickens are fine, the waterers have not frozen. They've got access to the inside of their coop if they want to keep warm. And I'll probably throw a little bit more straw down just to give them a little bit more warmth. And what I'll do, I'll pop down later this evening before it gets dark, just to make sure that, again, they're all good. But if you've used one of those grandpa feeders, how have you found it? Are you actually able to flip the actual cover at the front that stops you getting to the food? Are you able to manoeuvre that really, really easy? Because in my eyes, I don't see how that's rat proof. Because a rat can push things open. I have seen them moving footballs. I've seen them moving all sorts. So if that's the case, and I can move that very, very easy, is it actually worse than my other feeder? Let me know in the comments, guys, what your experience is, whether it's really easy to open that food door. Because I don't know whether it's a design fault or whether it's just how they all are. Now, I was going to get a slightly better one, but it was made of plastic on the sides. And I know from some of the rat damage that we've got down here at the moment, that will be chewed up in one night. Rats are incredibly destructive. So I went for a fully galvanised one. But I'm not sure whether I've made the right decision. Because I think rats myself can still get in there and get to that food. So I was also going to grab some Jerusalem artichokes today, but I'm not going to do that today. It's a little bit too, well, the ground's going to be a bit too frozen. It will have to wait until I get back down here to do a bit of work later on, probably next week now. But as you can see, they're starting to die back now. And I know I'll have some really tasty tubers in the ground ready to eat. Oh, so that's me done. I've got to get a couple of jobs done. Finish getting some straw in for the chickens. And I'll see you hopefully next week when I can get my garlic planted and a few other jobs here on our allotment. So take care, stay warm and stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.